But I've got it in robot mode down here somewhere. Where are you hiding? Yeah, I think that's it. I like toys. Yeah, it's putting the work in. It actually looks pretty badass in robot mode, but I mean, because like I love how that's suddenly like a sin. Like you can't have something randomly have a robot mode, if despite the fact it never transformed in the show. Like there's always this stigma about it.
Yeah, okay.
Like the Ark. Oh, why does the Ark transform into a robot? It never transformed in the show because it's a toy line called Transformers. It's got to fucking do something to justify being made.
Yeah, all right. And that, yeah, so it's just called Nemesis, is it?
Yeah, Decepticon Nemesis. Yeah, this is still chugging like hell. I'm just going to finish this level anyway. Um, so we're not here all fucking night. Yeah, I think it's just called Decepticon Nemesis because I don't think they can just sort of trademark Nemesis, or if they did have it, it's probably lapsed. Like, wouldn't that be something? Like, I wonder if that was anyone's job back in the 80s to keep track of all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I know, because like I know there's some instances where they lost names because of like licenses being lapsed and things like that, but I wonder if there was ever like a full-time guy that had to keep track of all of that. Like that's how John Peters ended up with the fucking rights to Superman, or the cinematic rights. Something just lapsed and he snuck in and bought it.
Yeah. I checked out the new Anaconda on the last weekend, and that's a plot point in that movie. Um, Supposedly Paul Rudd's character gets the rights to Anaconda, so they get the inspiration to go and remake it.
Oh, really? Just because
Yeah,
they could?
there's like a meta narrative sort of going through it, like a movie within a movie.
Yeah, alright. I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mixed bag. Obviously with Jack Black and Paul Rudd, it's much more of a comedy, whereas the original 1997 one played more of a straight bat. Um, but despite that, they probably could have gone harder on the comedy. But yeah, they probably could have gone even harder and crazier. It seemed to sort of pull back a lot. Um, yeah, and there's some nice little cameos from some of the original cast. Um,
Oh, Owen Wilson doesn't
Someone,
creep out, does he?
no, he's long dead, I think. His character. It, yeah, someone mentioned. I'd like to know just how long it's sort of been in production because it's very. It almost someone mentioned it almost felt like a COVID movie. It's got a real small cast. It's not very expansive. It's even though it came out last year, you get the feeling the script may have been written a couple of years earlier, sort of during the COVID years.
Oh well, maybe it was. Who knows where what staff member was, cast member was locked down? You know.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing I learned, Thandie Newton now spells her name with a W, and apparently it's always been meant to be like that. Um, when she had her first screen credit, her name was misspelt, so she's kept it ever since, and has only recently changed it back to its proper spelling. I saw the credits roll at the end and thought they were just taking the piss. It was another joke, but no, they've all these decades her name has always been spelt incorrectly.
Oh well, there you go then. What does Ice Cube pop up?
He does, yeah. Uh,
Oh shit! Well, there you go then. Is he the main villain? Do they do a Ray, Freddie Prince Jr. on him, and he's like the news fucking John Voight?
no, no, they play it straight down the line with him. Yeah, he's not in it for very long. Just a one or two scenes. So yeah, there's one or two other ones which were nice, but yeah, overall a bit of a mixed bag, and not much giant snake action. There's very little of the anaconda in the movie, but there are some funny bits in it, yeah. But I guess it's quality, not quantity, as someone pointed out in a discussion. The lions in the Ghost and the Darkness are only on
Like two and a
screen.
half minutes, I think.
Yeah, if I play that movie quickly in my mind, you'd think they're in every fucking scene, every second scene. So I guess it's how you use them.
Yeah, it's like, do you know how much screen time Grimlock had in The Last Night?
um,
The
yeah,
last the last night is 2 hours and 37 minutes long, right? Do you know how much of that has Grimlock featured?
yeah, he's not in it for long because he disappears.
59 seconds.
Yeah, he's
What the actual fuck?
yeah, he's there at the junkyard and he bursts up out of the freeway, and then I think that's it. You never see him again.
I always loved what oh shit. Get out of the fucking way, Soundwave. I always loved the take of when he rocks up in the freeway and beats the shit out of all those Decepticons. Grimlock could have helped out in the final battle.
Yeah. Well, the final battle is just a random incoherent mess.
Well, so was Dark of the Moon. That's
Yeah.
one criticism from Mark Commode that I actually do take on board. And that is, we're in this massive fucking battle, right? In the heart of Chicago for about, 47 minutes consecutively. And then the film, the credits just roll. It just ends.
Yeah, it's a very uneven tone and good pacing, that movie.
I still haven't seen The Last Night from start to finish. I was on the fence about finally getting around to Rise of the Beast, but then I just sort of thought, look, man, if I've gone 3 years without seeing it, I could probably go another 3 without seeing it.
Yeah, I liked, yeah, I agree with Mark Camo's review of The Last Night. It just made me sleepy and tired. I do remember going to the movies to see it, and I was, yeah, just falling asleep in the chair. Um, it was after a long day at work, though. I remember seeing it sort of late on a Friday night, just going there straight from work.
Wasn't that the movie you cited as the example of, has there ever been a movie that's made you want to walk out? Or was that the one where you were like, has there ever been a movie that's made you flat out fall asleep in the cinema chair? And I think The Last Night was yours.
Yeah, I was struggling badly. Yeah, I was dozing off and on, just sort of falling, slumping down into my chair. And yeah, it did prompt me to
Jesus, it's super
sort of
fucking
put the
choppy.
question out at work. And yeah, have you ever fallen asleep at the movies? Yeah, some people have, some people haven't. It was
Fuck!
the one that made me ask, have you ever walked out of a movie, was Suicide Squad, the 2016 one, because a guy did that in front of me. I was watching it, just thinking how awful it was, and yeah, a guy just got up and left, and he never came back. um, I've never done that. Even if I'm not enjoying the movie, I've stayed until the bitter end. Um, but yeah, like some people have walked out.
Yeah, alright, whatever it is. It's definitely that emulator that's fucking me over.
Scanning. Decepticon intruders. Weapons
The Last Night. You've shown me some clips from it, but that's about as far as my knowledge goes. You the French hot rod was a highlight. The singing gag with Cogman Was one.
Yeah, Cog Benny probably is the star of the show.
Yeah, I really can't fucking tell. Actually, you know what I think it is? Let's just fuck that off for a second. Yeah, oh no, God forbid. You know, one thing that I feel, because I know the criticism that the Dinobots are hardly in the last night. Like, in fact, I don't think any of the other Dinobots, with the exception of Grimlock, even appear in the film. But I don't know why that bothers people. They were heavily in the marketing for Age of Extinction, and they're hardly in that.
Yeah, they show up here in the final act.
And Grimlock doesn't speak.
Well, I don't think any of them do.
You know, I actually didn't mind Scorn, that Spinosaurus. I thought Scorn was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I hope this is the last one. I don't know what's going on. The stream is just so fucking choppy, but, like, everything else is fine. My bandwidth is good. Everything is running smooth on this end, unless YouTube and Twitch are just fucking me around. I've got no idea why it's running as badly as it is. You're not breaking up. Nothing else is amiss. Just for some reason, it's just not looking good. Fucking, alright, whatever it is. I'll muck around with it tomorrow. I'm just keen to sort of wrap this up. I am recording it now anyway, so I guess that's no big deal. Yeah, alright, so we're fucking back to square one, because he survived before I could kill him. Yeah, alright, I really did spread it on there. Shoot Omega, so to take out your guns and shoot them. Yeah, skids and mudflats. And didn't you get your ice cream demolisher as well? Or the ice cream twins from Revenge of the Fallen?
Yes, they came in a 2-pack with Demolisher, yeah. And I picked up the Studio Series Demolisher as well. I got a better version of him. But yeah, I do like that little ice cream truck they form.
Yeah, do we have a clip? No, let's not. Skids and mudflat. It's like I was talking about that on the last stream as well. Like, yeah, it's been so long since I've seen Revenge of the Fallen as well, and I actually remember not thinking that one was too bad. But everyone else was like, the story wasn't very believable or some shit like that. Like, it's fucking Transformers. What do you mean? It's not believable.
Yeah.
It's giant transforming alien robots, and you're hung up on the ability to suspend your disbelief. Like,
yeah. I think fans need to take some of the blame. I think if you're a 5-film series by the same director, the same writers, predominantly the same cast, same effects guys, same guy who does the music, if you've gone and checked out all 5 of them and been disappointed, I kind of think that's on the fans. You know, if you were disappointed in the first one and stumped up to the second one and complained about it, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and then the fifth one, I think by the time the last night roams around, you probably deserve it. It's the same, like, I tried to watch the Fast and Furious movies and they just blur into one. Like, they're not going to get better. It's the same cast, the same writers, the same directors, same style of film. They're not going to suddenly improve in quality for me. If I just kept sticking with it, it's my own fault. You know, back in the day, if you fell off the monkey bars, it was your own stupid fault.
You know, I use that, what you just said, I use that a lot with the Jurassic fans. The fans that are like, oh, yeah, oh, Jurassic World Rebirth was supposed to be this massive return to form, and it's clear they've run out of ideas, and I knew it was going to be shit. Well, if you knew it was going to be shit, why did you go?
Yeah.
You know, as long as, you know, like, why would you expect it to be different that 7th time around?
Yeah.
But the thing that gets me the most is, if you've not liked a single Michael Bay Transformers film since the first one, right? I want to point out that that's a decade-long span of time. 2007 to 2017 when The Last Night came out.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
yeah.
that's a decade to learn the error of your ways by going to these things, and you still didn't learn it. I love that. Like, you know, what the fuck are you still doing driving a cab, Max? 12 years ain't temporary. Jesus, that had to have been it. Come the fuck on, Omega Supreme. Alright, just spread it on. This is an easy kill. We can do this. Got him.
That is the final boss fight.
I believe it is, but there were a few different parts to the Triptychon one. I'm not entirely sold that this is the end. Power level 49%, repairs initiating. He's getting back up. Yeah, because... yeah, his core on the chest. Fucking spread it on, unload onto that. Because there were a few different parts to the Triptychon one, so I was kind of sitting there thinking... although I will say, this one's a lot more difficult than what the Triptychon fight was. Triptychon was a cakewalk compared to Omega Supreme. Alright, spreading it on. Fuck, nah, detach the turret. It's gonna get me killed. Nah, fucking hell. Look, between that cannon and the fucking missile fire that he just starts shooting out fucking everywhere. Okay, why the hell... yeah, something is going fucking awry here, because the game is just tanking now. God, and I really don't want to fucking have to restart, because I'll have to do that. Nah, I'm just gonna suck it up and I'll just delete the stream afterwards. I'm 5 films balls deep. I can't back out now. Because I'm watching the streams on my laptop and it's just so choppy. It's just dropping all over the place. Fucking... I don't know what it could be. Everything else is running smooth. Unless Streamlabs is fucking me around. Oh, but anyway. Okay, so he's got this thing on his chest, so I'm guessing this is the second phase of the fight. He should have... Jesus! Nah, get the fuck out of there. I lost like 98% of my health as soon as Omega put me in his line of sight. Break the turret off. I need to be able to move around. Yep, spread it on. Just fucking lay it into him. God, these walls getting in the way is fucking making life difficult. The ball's on Soundwave though. Whoa! What the fuck was that? Fucking hell. Because, like, again, I don't really... See, Trypticon was easy. I mean, it was like a fucking Godzilla fight. I know that sounds a bit weird to say, but Trypticon, I mean, because, like, spoiler for Fall of Cybertron, Trypticon's alt mode, like, he's not really a city former in these games. What he is instead is, he's basically the nemesis from the get-go.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the scrap maker, like, I can bring the turrets up, but will Megatron and Soundwave fucking use them? See, because I think Soundwave has got the right idea. He's been using his alt mode to whiz around. Alright, I'll, See, and that was something else about Omega Supreme as well. Did he have that speech gimmick in the cartoon? Like, he'll always talk, like, statements of facts and mission objectives all the time. I think
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, okay, alright. So that is something that they've adapted. Fuck this. What about you, Dad? Fuck you. Yeah, I don't think I've seen an episode from season 1 or 2 of G1 in a long time, because I really end up just getting hung up on 3. Fuck, man, spread it on. Okay, I've activated all the turrets. Those two aren't doing anything about it. Like, yeah, no, I'll detach turret, but... Okay, that's right. Yeah, because Breakdown has a dash. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit... That's the sweet spot. But I'm fairly certain he'll have at least one more phase. Yeah, fucking missiles everywhere. Oh, shit! Fucking hell, man. I don't really want to run underneath this guy, because something tells me that's a shit idea. That's going to last all of about 2 seconds. Low ammo, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, he's at about half. Unless this is the final phase, I'm not too sure. See, I always thought Omega Supreme was a city former, and that was pretty much it. But I think because the Decepticons had that sky panel shit to teleport back to Cybertron, I'm pretty sure Omega Supreme fit the bill of being their mode of transport to get back to Cybertron. Because I think with the exception of him, none of the rest of them were capable of going into outer space.
Yeah, he's like this sort of mobile base battle station.
Fuck me, Breakdown. Get moving! Yeah, and Kremzig rolls him, if I remember right.
Yeah, I thought that episode was really good.
Is that the one when Prime transforms into his alt mode and, like, they all climb up on him and he tries to race the bullet train?
Yeah, it's that little electricity monster that they're trying to capture.
Yeah,
It
Kremzig.
keeps getting into everything, yeah.
I don't know why it gets a bad rap. I actually quite like that one. Sparkplug is the fucking man in that episode, by the way, when he insulates all of them.
Yeah.
Power failing, situation critical. He was at 45% before. Omega Supreme internal shield is down. Yeah, slam in with Dark Energon so he can't.
Systems failure.
Yeah.
Corruption.
Because there's a mission on the Autobot side where you have to purge him of the Dark Energon and get him out.
Powerful weapon and the key to the core of Cybertron are mine. The universe shall hear my name and
Yeah, I said this on my last stream. The bloke who's doing Megatron's voice here fucking overacting like a lunatic, just screams and growls. Like, oh god.
Omega Supreme has fallen, corrupted by the influence of dark energy.
And just about every single person who does Starscream, what do they end up doing? They're not voicing Starscream, they're fucking Chris Larder impersonators.
Yeah, that kind of nasally voice.
Yeah, well, it's like, why even bother casting new people? Just keep clipping sound bites from Chris Larder and just keep doing that. Which, by the way, you know that guy in Roadhouse who's like offering his missus' chest to these guys for money? Did you know that's Chris Larder?
Oh, I didn't know. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
glorious new age is upon with dark energon infused into the core.
That is one order that I did put in, because I did have the Starscream War for Cybertron toy, but I never had the other two Seekers. In fact, I don't own a group of Seekers of any description. And the Gamesman had Skywarp and Thundercracker at half price each, so I'm like, basically, I'm buying one of those Seekers and getting the other one for free. So I'm like, that's not too bad, so that I can finally have the three of them up on the wall. I didn't mind their looks in the video game. Campaign reward. Well done, Decepticon. You have served Megatron well. Slipstream is now unlocked. Oh, really? Isn't that the female?
Yeah, she's like a purple jet.
Is there a way to... Like, I know this is an emulator and the servers have been offline for fuck knows how long. But is there a way to have a look at what she looks like? Oh, no, you must connect to the PlayStation Network. Oh, that sucks. Hang on, what if we go multiplayer? Yeah, no, can't do that either. No fucking local, and people start whinging and bitching about games being... What's in extras? Can I see it in there? Slipstream. Unlockable characters. RC. Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. Complete the Autobot campaign to unlock RC for escalation. Done that. There's Slipstream there. Complete the Decepticon campaign to unlock Slipstream. You know, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, we mentioned this, I think, when we were talking about the Rainmakers, but, even, like, Acid Storm has been depicted as a female from time to time. I actually don't mind that. I think they have a pretty awesome design.
Yeah, I think that was in the Cyberverse cartoon.
It might
from
have
a couple
been.
of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, Slipstream. There you go. Is there anything else that's floating around, or... Concept art, what's in there? Iacon, Kaon, Core, Autobot Heroes, Optimus Prime, which is sort of like a one-size-fits-all in a lot of ways. I really did like the look of some of the designs they went with for these, like even the Dinobots in Fall of Cybertron. The only thing, though, that I wasn't too sold on as far as the new Dinobots look go for Fall of Cybertron was... I wasn't too big on Grimlock's robot mode. It looks the part, but it's missing the wings. Like, you know how the T-Rex chest opens up and they're like these wings in his robot mode? He doesn't have those in Fall of Cybertron. It looks just weird. Like, it looks like it's missing something. But everything else is there, like the visor, the mouth plate, the T-Rex feet on the arms, although they're reversed in Fall of Cybertron. But yeah, I mean, it's an alright sort of look. I mean, the T-Rex mode is where the guy really shines, but his robot mode just, it seems like something's missing about it. Optimus Prime. I tell you, being an illustrator for, like, Transformers comics, God, it must be a pain in the ass. I mean, like, when you think about it, I mean, like, drawing superheroes and all that sort of stuff, I mean, it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all, but when you're doing, like, panel lining and all this sort of shit on Transformers all the time, and then inking over it, I mean, well, I know we're in a digital era and all that kind of stuff now, but I just find it, like, fuck that. I mean, like people like Guido Guidi, like that's a once in 200 year guy right there.
Yeah, he got his start when Dreamwave had the license, what, 20 odd years ago, yeah.
Who was it that closed their doors? Was it Dreamwave or IDW? I can't remember.
Dreamwave is now defunct, yeah, but they got the license to make Transformers comics around 2002. Um, and that lasted for a couple of years. Guido Guidi did some, I don't think he was ever an interior artist. He might have been, but he mainly did posters and pinups for them. Pat Lee did, so when they had the license, they launched two titles. They launched one for G1, but they had its own separate continuity. They didn't they did not resume the old Marvel continuity. They rebooted it with their own. And they also had a comic to tie in with the then new Transformers Armada show. Is it I think it's James Reyes who who illustrated that one, and Pat Lee did the G1 comic.
Oh yeah.
It was a 6-part mini series, and then it spun off into an ongoing series. And I think Chris Saraceni wrote both of them. But it was a big deal at the time. It was the biggest selling comic that year, and it was for a while. I think the next year was when Batman Hush was published, and that sort of retook the top spot. But yeah, the big 80s nostalgia boom in comics happened here in the early 2000s. Transformers, G.I. Joe from Devil's Due Studios. Yeah, they made yeah, they were big sellers in comics. And then to a lesser extent, He-Man and Thundercats got their own comic books as well in the next couple of years.
I mean, because why not? You can keep the continuity divorced from anything else. And also, when you just acquire it, why would you want to inherit everyone else's baggage?
Yeah, it's funny um yeah, properties that tried to do it, and yeah, and the ones that didn't. Yeah, Battle of the Planets. Alex Ross
Yeah.
oversaw that coming back in comic book form.
Okay, I'm gonna, because I'm pretty sure it's there, so that should put up the colored bars soon. Because I think it's just that fucking emulator that was starting to give me the shit, so I'm going to... Yeah, because it updated, and I was gonna tell it to fuck off, and I should have done that, but anyway, have I got Fall of Cybertron already on here? I'm pretty sure I do. Because I'm conducting a little experiment here. Because I'm willing to bet you dollars to donuts it'll be fucking seamless. Like I want to check out that I'm sure I can find it somewhere online. You know, you can just get these online, right? Yeah, you're right. So why the fuck would I buy your comic books? I want to check out that Beast Wars retelling that's going around. I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm like, you know what? I really want to check it out anyway, just for shits and giggles. Apparently, Tarantulas is like a full-on, like he's working for the VOC, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
about as distant from what he could be ever, and it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it does sound interesting.
Like, I mean, yeah, well, we need fresh and original new ideas. We're sick of the same bullshit. They literally... because like I think Tarantulas has had a gut full of the Tripredacus Council as well in this, because it's not, because I was listening to Chris McFeely talk about it. Yeah, that new Beast Wars comic that's doing the rounds, it's not it's not taking anything from the series on board at all. It really is just, it's the same characters, they've got the exact same looks, but it's completely rebuilt from the ground up. And I'm like, yeah, fucking fair enough, why not? Let's see where it goes. Oh yeah, but they should have got the showrunners from the 90 series back to see where the story could go. You are aware that Larry DiTilio is dead, right? You know, and Bob Ford, God, like, what's he up to these days? Like one of the core writers has passed away. Like it's been 30 years,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize, but
Um,
apparently DiTilio had like a fucking co-creator credit in She-Ra, apparently. I didn't know that.
yeah, he had a long career writing for children's programming, among other things. Um, yeah, he was pretty prolific.
Fall of Cybertron last played December 26, 2021. So something must have happened around Christmas that got me to fire this up that year. Running WotC scripts and all of that. Alrighty, launching. Let's see what actually happens. I don't know what possessed me to not buy that, but I think that's answered the question, because if these emulators are going to keep fucking me around, um, then I'll just be very, very careful where they go. I know my laptop can handle them all fine, but I'm guessing, I don't know, because my PC is getting a little bit dated now. I think I've had it for about 7 years now. 7 years this year, I think. So I don't know. I might have to start penny pinching a little bit. I might have to hold off on the toys and buy a new rig. I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I mean, getting a desktop, like, I mean, fucking running it out for a decade, like, I mean, that's, or fucking just shy of a decade, like, that's a fair innings, man. But the other thing on that, though, is that most of the shit inside of my PC has been upgraded in recent times, like the SSDs that are in it now. It's all of its RAM cards have been swapped out. Like a lot, its graphics card has been replaced, so I don't have to put in for any of that shit getting a new computer. I can just take the parts out of this one and put it in the new one. Okay, what the hell, man? I clicked play on this shit twice now. Running install script. Yeah, alright, fine, that's good. Now, are you gonna kick off? You're one of these loser fucking Morat kids. Alright, it's doing something. Alright, you know what? There's the easy way, and then there's the fun way. Okay, we're just gonna remove this fucking thing, and then we'll put it back on there. There's no such thing as good help these days. You got to do everything yourself. You know, like that's another set of characters that I'm quite surprised hasn't made it into the 86 Studio Series line yet. Considering that Shrapnel and Kickback have had new molds in like the last 3 or 4 years. Why haven't the Insecticons made it yet?
yeah. I dare say they will, sooner or later. But they are pretty popular. They, like you just mentioned, they come out fairly frequently in different sizes. You've got deluxes and smaller ones. They're fairly regular over the last decade or so.
Yeah, and I think Bombshell's been renamed Kickback. Now, or was there 3 of them? I thought there was ever
Yeah,
only 2 of them.
no, there's 3 of them. There's Bombshell, Kickback, and Shrapnel.
Bombshell's the rhinoceros beetle, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got that thing on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a rhino beetle. Bombshell Transformers G1. Yeah, that rhinoceros beetle, yeah. Oh, well,
I think
I haven't seen a recent depiction of him in a while, but Kickback and Shrapnel fucking seem to be getting all the clicks.
yeah, Kickback is the cicada, I think.
Yeah, the one that I think Cup crushes
Yeah,
the Insecticons. And Shrapnel. Shrapnel always had that weird speech impediment where he'd like repeat the last word of every sentence that he says.
yeah, Tommy Two Time.
Is that actually a real thing, or is that just some bullshit they come up with in the writer's room? Like, is there actually a condition that does that to people?
I'm not sure, actually.
I'd be keen to know if that's true or not. Like, I mean, there's all sorts of weird things like that go
Yeah.
on. Like people, like when they hear a sentence and when they read a sentence, they get two different distinctions of what it means. Like, there's all
Yeah.
sorts of communication sort of disorders and stuff like that. I wonder if that is one where people just have a knack of repeating the last word of every sentence they say.
Yeah, sorry, he's a grasshopper, not a cicada.
And I've got no idea what the hell shrapnel was supposed to be. I knew one of them was a rhino beetle. Shrapnel Transformers. I never saw the other two go, but I did buy Kickback locally. Yeah, okay, so they have had some facelifts in recent time. Yeah, but what I've always found interesting, I might have misheard, but one thing that I found interesting was the Insecticon that rocks up on Junkion in the movie that fucking speaks. It's got a line of dialogue. Human germ. Apparently the script actually specifies that line to Shrapnel.
Yeah, okay.
Which is just weird because they were just reformatted into the sweeps. But the script
Yeah, I
script
think,
specifically names the Insecticon.
yeah. Because I think, yeah, they were season 2 as well, I think, characters.
The swarm of the
I
Insecticons or whatever it was. Or the invasion of the Insecticons, I think it was called.
Yeah. I just think they were still undecided about who's going to become the new Decepticons. And it probably changed while it was in production.
I did like the idea. Someone made a mention of this in the comment section on Web World on that episode where you've got like Motormaster and a few of the Stunticons, and I think one of the Combaticons is there as well, giving shit to Cyclonus because Galvatron's just getting so fucking far out of hand now. Like, he's been friendly firing more than firing at the Autobots. Like, you need to fucking do something about this. And there's an interesting idea there of having the OG Decepticons and the Unicron created Decepticons sort of having a bit of a bitch fest. A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that is an interesting idea. I just don't know if it makes for a toy commercial, though. I mean, it's a heavily Decepticon-centric episode anyway. Like, the Autobots are only at the start of it for like 2 seconds and then they're gone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's it's a really bizarre episode, that one, Web World.
I actually quite like it. Although I can't help but think maybe that there was because I think a little bit of this with Beast Wars as well. Like, you've got that Master Blaster and Go with the Flow. I can't help but think those two episode titles were fucked up in the mailing room. Like, I mean, because Master Blaster is when you get the Dragon Megatron, and Go with the Flow is when he builds that big fucking cannon to blow up the Ark. Like, I can't help but think those two episodes were meant to be switched.
Yeah.
Because Go with the Flow sounds like the sort of appropriate title for when they take over Primal's body. I don't know. It always seemed weird to me. Where I'm going with this is Webworld and Madman's Paradise sounds like they got mixed up as well. Like Webworld sounds like it would have worked better for Madman's Paradise, and Madman's Paradise sounds like it would have worked a lot better for Webworld. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, no, they're both good episodes. I like both of them.
I think one of them was the Grimlock one. Look at that. Fall of Cybertron comes up straight fucking away. Now, I need to change some of these settings. Subtitles on. Because I've noticed with these streams, and it's happening right now, what the fuck is going on? Oh. Alright. I want it in windowed mode so I can fucking alt-tab out of it. And turn that down because the games have been drowning me out lately and it's a bit of a fight. There we go. I should still be able to... Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That's looking great. It's sounding great. It's looking fucking awesome. Yeah, because I'm starting to think it was just a shit update for that Go campaign. And this is a fresh install as well. Oh, look, I owe it to myself to do this on hard mode. But I just want to see how receptive this is. See, that's running way smoother. It must have been that fucking emulator. But anyway, we don't have to touch it again. That's why I wanted to get that Omega Supreme finished tonight.
We have no choice, Bumblebee.
Fall of Cybertron.
The war is lost. Leaving our home is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. It has been a long, painful war with the Decepticons. Whatever.
It definitely takes a lot of cues from 1986. I mean, well, so did War for Cybertron, but this one in particular, like the arc design. And I think that's the Nemesis there.
We're approaching the portal. That indicates it's growing more unstable.
At this rate, it may close before we even get there.
Megatron. Direct all fire on those tow cables.
Like, that is picture perfect. That's a... Yeah, nah, I figured as much.
All hands to combat.
Bumblebee, you with us? Optimus, he's coming around.
Actually, Ratchet was pretty quiet in War for Cybertron.
Still crushed. Nothing new there. Base energon levels are almost normal. Overshields are charging up. I need to test your
It's hard to believe this was less than a year removed from Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Controls. No, I want my controller. I want my controller working. I don't do mice and keyboards, gents.
That's it.
There we go. And also, when did this start happening? Did this happen with the Michael Bay movie, or was this always sort of the way it was going? The whole, no, I don't want inverted cameras. The whole Bumblebee has to be a mute in every single depiction.
Yeah, that's from the Bay movies, I think.
Because they did it right here. Bumblebee had literally one line of dialogue before they crushed his voice chip. And now he's a mute again. Like, what the fuck?
Here, grab this ammo clip. All
Like-
Decepticons are trying to board.
And I actually quite enjoyed the ending when he speaks for the first time and says he wants to stay with Sam in the 07 movie. Yet, for some bizarre reason, as soon as Revenge of the Fallen happens, he's back to being a mute again. I don't know if they ever explained it. Oh, that is fucking... Like... Yeah, that is way better. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Fall of Cybertron was just so much... Like, look at that. You can tell that they... Yeah, well, why did they do a second game? Because they felt like they learned a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he compared the first one to Chinese water torture. Just the render and the designs, really awesome shit. I'm glad to see that Megatron has retarded his anger level a few notches. He's not just screaming and growling at everything. Like, do you remember that Michael Bay quote about Hugo Weaving? Like, that was always a fucking classic one. I mean, the TF Wikia page for Michael Bay is fucking the best shit anyway.
Yeah.
Where was it? There's a good quote. Yeah, I just want to recite this one because it really... Because the way Megatron was acting, like the voice behind Megatron in War for Cybertron, really left a lot to be desired. He is just screaming and growling and overacting like a fucking lunatic. It reminds me of this awesome quote from Michael Bay's TF Wiki. Do you ever get sick of actors that make $15 million a picture or even $200,000 for voiceover work that took a brisk 1 hour and 43 minutes to complete and then complain about their jobs? With all the people, with all the problems facing our world today, do these grumbling thespians really think people reading the news actually care about trivial complaints that their job wasn't artistic enough or fulfilling enough? Michael Bay on actor Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, it sounds like the dude from Tropic Thunder. That's where you take your candy ass actors.
Yeah, you pull down their pants and you spank their ass, and an honorable mention goes to the very next one. See, how can you not like? I'm like Joe Montana in fucking in Airheads. How can you say no to that? Like, if we had more guys acting like Michael Bay, fuckwit actors wouldn't exist anymore. Like I love this one here. Well, that's Megan Fox for you. She says some very ridiculous things because she's 23 years old and she still has a lot of growing up to do. You roll your eyes when you see statements like that and think, okay, Megan, you can do whatever you want, I got it. Nobody in the world knew about Megan Fox until I found her and put her in Transformers. I'm willing to bet that was after she called him Hitler. But yeah, no one gave a fuck about you until I put you in Transformers. The world owes you a living. Of course. I quite like that, yeah. My job wasn't artistic enough. You got paid like $1.5 million to go and scream into a microphone. See, who was the voice of Optimus in Transformers 1? Was it Chris Hemsworth or some shit?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I forget who he played, but he was in the movie. Yeah.
Or he might have been Orion Pax. I'm not too sure. Like, alright. I mean, I think that's the reason why voice acting has sort of gone tits up the way that it has. You'll cast a guy like that, or a guy like Hugo Weaving, and you know, and they've got no background in voice acting. So, you know, like, I think that's why a lot of our voice actors get a bad rap these days. I mean, like, because they'll cast a guy like Bruce Willis and they'll call it voice acting.
Yeah, Over the Hedge. Although that's a pretty good movie.
Well, I like it mainly because of Nick Nolte as Vince, the bear, I think.
Yeah, Nick Nolte.
He was the bear, right? It was Nick Nolte? I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that, right?
Yeah, he's a legendary as that bear.
Yeah, RJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Steve Carell was the squirrel, wasn't he?
And I forget who the turtle was.
I want to say Ray Romano, but I might be confusing him with something else. Like, no, he was the mammoth, wasn't he? In Ice Age, I think.
Yeah, he was. It could have been David Schwimmer.
It might have been. I think Thomas Hayden Church was in there somewhere. He might have been the Exterminator, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Who else? It actually had a pretty large cast. I mean, for how it was, yeah, Over the Hedge. Alright, go Bumblebee. Alright, where are we going? Yeah, I'm looking at this now and just fucking, it could suck start a leaf blower. That is running so much. Yeah, it was that fucking emulator. I wasn't too sold on it. But anyway, it's over now. I think we're alone now. What are we supposed to do? Can we transform now? No, we can't. It was too violent. Yeah, but, you know, and like, I do understand, though, because I know there were some special features to this. About why they didn't just use Frank Welker for Megatron in the 07 movie. And the simple fact was the design for the Megatron that they chose and the G1 Megatron voice just didn't gel well together. Like, I totally get that criticism. Like, having that raspy voice come out of that hulking design that they chose to go with, it just didn't work. Like, they had some test screenings of it, and you can see it, like, online when people dub the G1 Megatron voice over the '07 Megatron, and it does not look right, you know? Like, so I can understand why they didn't go with it.
Yeah, and he came back. He got his chance eventually, because I think he's the voice of Megatron in The Last Night.
Yeah, and I think Frank Welker also did the G1... granted, though, I think out of all the Frank Welker voices, the G1 Megatron voice has probably aged the least gracefully out of all. Like, he can still roll Soundwave and all of that, but the raspy, I am Megatron! Like, I don't really know if he can pull that one off anymore. But he basically, because someone said, oh, well, if you watch Age of Extinction, the Galvatron in that, he's pretty much using his G1 voice for that the entire movie. I'm like, yeah, maybe that was a bit of a misstep as well. But the other thing that gets lost as well, like way back in G1, like their voices are sort of heavily altered as well when they do G1. Like Jack Angel's voice for like Ultra Magnus and all of that next to always has like a vocoder effect over it anyway. Like, so it's next to never their natural voices. Like, I refuse to believe that Frank Welker's Megatron wasn't digitally touched up back in the 80s.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah. I'd have to read more about it.
I mean, if such documentation even still exists, because it's been a long time. Like, there was that Jurassic World thing that they uploaded to their channel that Takai Waititi directed, where they were, like, de-aging Laura Dern and all this sort of shit and doing all of that. The most interesting thing about that clip, by the way, was the fact that they said pretty much, like, a lot of the, like, the set-built blueprints no longer exist. It pretty much all had to be done from scans of the movie and just done by eyeball. Because, like, all of that stuff is just gone now. Well, of course it is. It was 33 years ago.
Yeah, there's really no reason to keep it around.
I mean, like, how long would you expect to hang on to it for? Like, to preserve something. Like, see, this is the thing that I get. Like, and I appreciate the efforts to try and keep everything afloat and keep everything together. Like, I really do. My issue is that, like, really to what end, though? Like, if that makes sense. Like, oh, we need to future-proof this until, like, none of us are gonna live forever, right?
No, nothing.
I mean...
Yeah, there's an order to things, you know. Yeah, dismantle it, disassemble it. Build new sets. Something new, so, yeah, these things aren't meant to be kept forever.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, because where do we go next? Like, do we stop throwing out our old school books in case they might go up in value? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just this sort of preservation, like this eternal archive that people want. Like, where do we draw the line with it? Because we're getting to the point where, like, people shouldn't throw out their trash anymore because it might have sentimental value that they bought a fucking Mars bar from some servo that they never went back to again at one point in their life. Like, it starts to get to that levels of silliness.
Yeah, can I get one of them for nostalgia?
Oh, that's a fucking Autobot. My bad, mate. Yeah, Love Burger, which never perform a song the entire night. Though, I think I might make that my new follower soundbite on the streams now, that when the old mate at the drum starts getting all psyched up, 2, 3, 4! And then as soon as the countdown's done, the fucking cops burst through the door, which, by the way, is the best gag in the whole movie.
Yeah, they finally get their shit together, and then the cops raid the joint.
Yeah, they break up like 2 or 3 times. I always love the solemn nature of the bass guitarist. He's just like, look, what do you feel about a reunion? Nothing big. few new songs, mostly old stuff. They haven't even played the old shit yet. Like, they haven't even left their first venue yet. You know, this is our first gig. Don't screw it up. You know, see, Cybertron has had some interesting depictions here, you know, and the more I've thought about it, I used to be like that. I used to think maybe if they set a movie entirely on Cybertron, we might get something decent. And the only reason I say something like that is because, well, I love Season 3 of G1. Like, I think G1 Season 3 is way better than 1 and 2. And they had a lot more interstellar sort of stories in that season anyway, because why would you go back to robots in disguise shit on Earth when you've just defeated fucking Unicron, you know? Like, why would you go backwards? But the thing is, though, when I saw that they finally did that, it just wasn't really what I had in mind. I started to realize why Michael Bay didn't do that. Like, he resisted that urge for a whole decade.
Yeah, his movies are mainly concentrated on Earth, yeah.
You know, like, he has gone to different, like, time periods and stuff like that, but, like, at least everything felt like a sequel, if that made sense. Like what I mean is, like, Cade's story in The Last Night is obviously a continuation of Age of Extinction, right? Like there is some connective tissue to what came before. It's not like a complete, like, it goes back to, like, medieval times and all of that, and King Arthur and this kind of jazz, but it doesn't detract from where the crux of the story is set, you know? Like, so you're not going backwards the way things like Bumblebee and Transformers 1 and even Rise of the Beast did.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rise of the Beast and Bumblebee take on board anything from the Bay films. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I think they're supposed to be set in the same continuity, but it doesn't really hold up the more you think about it.
Well, no, it doesn't, because how can their reveal in 07 be such a shock to Sector 7 if they just had this amazing adventure in 1994?
Yeah.
It's sort of all over the shop. Yeah, hey Matten, how's it going? Transformers Fall of Cybertron. You start Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, we finished up War for Cybertron with the Omega Supreme boss fight, but the emulator had an update and it was very fucking choppy. So I wasn't actually going to start Fall of Cybertron tonight, but I might just do this first mission and then wrap it up. But like, look at how smooth that is. Like, I wanted to know if my streaming software was screwing me around, my computer was screwing me around, if YouTube was trying to do it again, all this other different type of stuff. So I figured I'd just get this all sort of set up anyway and just try a mission just to see. But I'm pretty sure it was just that PS3 emulator that was screwing me around, because this looks fine. This, I'm looking at it on my laptop, that is seamless. I'm watching it on Twitch and on YouTube. That it hasn't skipped a beat at all since we started doing this. And I'm starting to get a bit wrapped up in the visuals of Fall of Cybertron. God, it is such a massive step up over War. I forgot just how much of an upgrade it really was. I mean, everyone says Fall of Cybertron is the best Transformers game ever made. Well, who the fuck can argue with that? FOC. And I'm glad that Megatron isn't voiced by that fucking lunatic from War of Cybertron. And I love the new design. Like, everything about this is just so cool. And not to mention the Fall of Cybertron toys were just awesome. I've got a Fall of Cybertron Jazz somewhere. Is he still up there? Or I might have put him in a box now. But I had some of them. Oof, look at that. Oof, it sounds like an intro.
Cybertron, the home world we Autobots have strived to protect from the Decepticons, can no longer sustain us.
Yeah, so the
Eons of
games do
civil
take a
war have
little bit of
caused the
bay in there,
greatest
don't
of
they?
casualties. Our
Like having
planet's very
Cybertron as just
core
this
is
war-torn
shut down,
planet.
halting its production of life.
But the thing though, when G1 did it, Cybertron wasn't really beyond saving. But these more modern depictions, the planet's like a total write-off.
I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. We do not know how many of our brothers escaped Megatron's blockade. I can only be
Okay, so
certain of
Megatron's
this.
doing a
Just
blockade.
one transport remains.
Oh yeah, the Ark. 6 Earth days before launch.
Ironhide to Optimus Prime. The last of the Energon reserves have been transferred to the Ark. Engines
Oof,
are
doesn't
online.
Ironhide look
All
really good?
systems go.
Nice work, Ironhide. Perceptor, how goes the
Oh
city
yeah, and
shutdown
Perceptor
procedures?
finally representing. Fuck, this game is awesome. Yeah, that's the spirit. That's what I'm talking
Send the
about.
warning call out momentarily. But first,
Optimus, Decepticons have broken through sectors 9 through 12.
that was Grimlock's post.
More Decepticon squadrons approaching from the north and west.
Oof.
Optimus, this is Ratchet. Decepticons have invaded the city. We need you at the fortress to help coordinate defenses.
We're on our way, Ratchet.
Oof. Yeah, like I like because I don't remember. Granted, it has been a while since I've seen More Than Meets the Eye parts 1, 2. Was that a 3-parter? That might have even been a 3-parter. That.
Yeah, it was a 3-parter.
Yeah.
Series, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if Cybertron was a complete fucking planetary write-off though in the G1 continuity. I think back, I don't think it was.
Well, it was just low on energy. That's
Yeah.
why they.
And
actually-
Earth had a bit more of it, like,
Well,
or at
that's
least it
why
had
it
it had
was.
the ability to refine it more. Yeah, sorry mate. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, that's why they started the Ark mission to go off in search of new energy.
Grimlock, do you read me?
Grimlock.
Grimlock. No answer.
Yeah, but this Cybertron, there is absolutely no saving this Cybertron. Like it's
Megatron
gone.
isn't holding back anything this time.
I love this. Just bits of Trypticon fucking
Targeting the Ark.
laying out in the street. Well, it is called Fall of Cybertron, so it's not really a holiday destination now, is it?
Keep going, Jetfire. I'll find another way.
Yeah, Jetfire. Wasn't Jetfire another one from a different toy line?
Yeah, he was a Robotech figure or a Macross figure in Japan.
This is what a sequel should do, man. Just totally upgrade everything.
I'm heading for the auxiliary entrance.
Right, and these Cybertronian vehicles, without a doubt, is the best they've ever looked in their origin modes, or whatever Hasbro are calling them now.
Get him, Optimus!
Ratchet, I'm approaching the side entrance. Have that door
Because it makes a lot of sense for the forms that they did choose to adopt when they were on Earth.
I'm inside.
Oof.
Ratchet, at Warpath, get a response team ready and meet me in the armory.
Will do.
Yeah, Warpath. I actually don't mind Warpath, but he doesn't get a lot of exposure. I mean, I guess because Ironhide steals a lot of his thunder. See, but that happens a lot with Transformers. Like, you think about it, like, Hot Rod pretty much entirely stole the Sideswipe role, didn't he?
Yeah, he's although he's been sort of superseded by Bumblebee now these days.
Well, in the mid-2000s, like in the mid-2000s when Armada and Energon were kicking off, well, Hotshot had done that.
Yeah, he sort of faded away.
Easy, soldier. Thank you, Bumblebee.
Alright, leave him. He'll only slow us down. And I really like the Ultra Magnus toy in the Fall of Cybertron style. Fucking badass, that city commander.
Yeah.
How can I help?
Ratchet. You know, I saw a good one going,
We need to stabilize this.
Perceptor is in the 1986 movie. How Perceptor is in his telescope mode and he's scanning over Optimus, and he's like, "Oh, the wounds are fatal." Someone said in the comments, "I don't understand why Perceptor is tending to the critically injured, mortally wounded Optimus Prime. Wouldn't using Ratchet make more sense for this scene?" Sweetheart, Ratchet just got his guts fucking blown out on the shuttle like 40 minutes ago. Like, were you even watching? Ratchet, Skank over there, Skank dead. Fucking, yeah, that's right. I mean, Ratchet's already dead.
Who are you playing as? Optimus.
Yeah, this is Optimus at the moment. Yeah, oh, there's Cliff Jumper. Yeah, got the horns going on. Yeah, because, like, all these guys were missing, you know, from War of Cybertron. There's Jazz. I've got the toy of Jazz. The Fall of Cybertron Jazz. Jesus, like, the whole place is just... There's Warpath there. Yeah, he's kind of been... Warpath really did sort of get hijacked by Ironhide, especially after the Bay movies come out. You never see Warpath anymore. Access Teletran 1. Oh, I mean, even Teletran 1 appears in this game. I forgot about that. Path Blaster. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We'll take it. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to use a mouse for this, do we? Oh, no. Neutron Assault Rifle. Yep, alright. We need to get... You can't make the scene if you don't have the green. And I love the, I think that really got popularized, though, with the Michael Bay movies, is that, like, their whole arm transforms into the firearm.
Yeah.
And that logo, I think that's the Grimlock, the Dinobots logo, that Lightning Strike Force Coalition. Grimlock's sword. Is this their armory? It might be. What else is in here? Yeah, just big swords. I actually quite like Transformers using swords. Interact. What's this? Is that... Perceptor? Yeah, alright. I can't remember. I don't remember much about that, but... Yeah, alright. Do we have a dash as Prime? Oof, yeah, no, now we can transform. Here we go. It's your show, Warpath. I do remember that quote. Yeah, Jazz is there. And they reused the Jazz mold. I'm trying to remember who for. There was another toy that came out in Fall of Cybertron that used the Jazz mold. Who the hell was that? I want to say it was their take on Smokescreen, but I'm not too sure. Like, the entire thing is like this massive industrial wasteland. Like, just... But then, like, you think about war-torn countries that have been perpetually locked inside of a civil war, man. It's, you know, it's not really drinking booze out of a coconut now, is it? Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, the golden rule in Transformers is if you see something purple, shoot it. If you see something red, shoot it, depending on what side of the fence that you're on. See, and one thing that they definitely learned their lesson on was the broken narrative in War for Cybertron, where you pretty much have to play as the Decepticons first, or fucking nothing makes sense. Like, there's none of that here. It's got a set story, set characters, you've got to play as very specific people at specific times. Like, I miss all that. Like, keep it structured. Don't have 3 missions with the same 3 characters in a row, because you can't be arsed changing them. Alright, now we'll finish this. What's his deal? But I love Earth Transformers, right? Like, Grimlock and all that kind of stuff, or ones that most people typically remember from Earth that weren't on board the Ark or part of the crew or anything like that. I liked seeing their sort of takes and what people think they might have been like on Cybertron if they were there.
Yeah.
Like Metroplex. Like, I can't think of another... I'm sure it's been done many times since, but leading up to this, I was always... One of the things that stuck out in the marketing of this game was it was so interesting to me that Metroplex was on Cybertron. I was like, I couldn't wrap my head around that. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen Metroplex not on Earth. Because he can't fly. Fortress Maximus can fly.
Yeah, but that's the G1 continuity. This is a completely separate one.
Yeah, and I guess that really helps. I know it takes on board the whole comic book, you know, Grimlock landed on Earth back in millions of years ago and used the alt mode, and Shockwave is a weird scientist. The game does adapt a lot of that. Shockwave is in this game, and he is fucking cool. And so are the Insecticons as well, by the way. Actually, pretty much anyone who didn't strap their party hat on in War for Cybertron appears in Fall. I'm trying to think who doesn't. Like, who stands out. Warpath, blow this thing up. You gotta have a demolitions expert.
Scouts reported the Decepticon dropship is coming in hot.
Looks like
Yeah, the Fallen.
Autobots take defensive positions.
Optimus, you want dibs on that?
Yeah, the Fallen is like the Decepticon logo. Oh, well, there you go then. You know, apart from the fact that the Fallen was on Earth, like our kind of met before, I can't remember much about Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, the Star Harvester.
Well, what was the one with the, what was the one with the Energon seeds or whatever it was? I remember bits about that. Oh, fuck, that might have even been Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, no, maybe Age of Extinction.
Yeah, there were the seeds that were going to blow up. Oh, Christ, that could have even been the first one. Spread it on. I like that about the High Moon Studios take on Cybertron, is that even while Transformers have alternate modes and all of that, they still manufacture like drop ships and things like that aren't sentient. Like shuttles that need, like, I know G1 did that as well, like with the movie and all of that, but like they didn't sort of just abandon it all because like I call it the Astro Train syndrome. Like, you don't have them all just stockpile into a shuttle that's a Transformer because it just happened to be there. I like that. Like, the Ark is non-sentient. I mean, yeah, Teletran 1, I guess you could argue the TOS. But it doesn't transform. Like, I know the toy does, and I'm sure in some continuities it does actually transform, but it's just a massive ship that they built.
Yeah.
It is all it is. Like, there's nothing really special about it. Alright, let's try this dance again. Let's, yeah, I definitely prefer the look of this. That Autobot logo before that was on the door, I'm pretty sure that was the Lightning Strike Force Coalition. Which is actually on the Grimlock toy. I don't know why the Fall of Cybertron toy line didn't incorporate the other toys. Sludge is in this game. Like, hang on, who was the odd one out? I think there was an odd one out. Snarl is in the game, Slag is in the game, Grimlock obviously. Sludge is in the game, but he's killed by the Insecticons. We don't actually see that, but Jazz finds his body later when they're trying to hunt down Shockwave. God, I got fucked up pretty bad there. I think Sludge is the odd one out. He appears in the game and in the concept art, but you can't play as him in any way. Like, even in that Dinobot Destructor pack, because there's only 4 classes, but there's 5 Dinobots.
Yeah.
And I guess it was easier to do Snarl and Slag and Swoop and all that kind of jazz than try to... Like, how are you going to incorporate a Brontosaurus? It might have been a bit too much, but I find that a bit infuriating at some point. It's like the reason why they won't do Motaro with 4 legs again, because we don't know how to make it work. Mate, you made it work 30 fucking years ago. Like, what do you mean you don't know what to do? Decepticons. And I quite like how this one actually just flat out starts with the Autobots. The reason why I think that, though, is because if you play the campaign chronologically, the story ends when the Autobots defeat Trypticon. So this is like the day after the Trypticon battle. And also, Trypticon's another one. I mean, like, he could fly, but Metroplex couldn't. Alright, there's got to be some fucking health around here somewhere. Yeah, machine guns, typically with bottomless clips, typically don't make the best long-range weapons.
Keep them away from the nerve center.
Okay, there's another bloke over here. I like what the Transformers Armada video game did, just call them Decepticlones. Hang on, what's this? What do you got for us, Metten? I want to ask, is that RC? Should have been in Transformers 07. But she was kept until the second one. That's right, she is in Revenge of the Fallen, isn't she? Is she actually named in that, though? RC, I think she is. There were toys of Transformers 07. Okay, so was RC in the toy line for 07? She seemed to be based on her Energon look. She, she was a motorbike, wasn't she?
Yeah, she came in like a team of 3, I think.
Yeah, it was a really weird sort of setup. Yeah, I remember that there was more than one of them. In fact, there's a shot in the movie where you see the 3 of them park during the debriefing at Nest. I remember that scene. Where the... Hang on, he's over there. Got him. Yeah, well, you're incentivized to run out into the open, and I don't want to do that because I'm going to get fucking rolled.
That's the last of them.
Well, shit, he threw a fucking grenade.
Now, let's deal with that jetpack.
Alright. There's got to be another health... Yeah, give me that before we move on. And then we'll smash this out.
We fight in the name of freedom.
I thought that there was a way to change arms. Like you could change the cannon over to the other arm. Well, in Revenge of the Fallen, but they were called RC Twins. Yeah, I always thought there was 3 of them. I remember there being 3 bikes parked up. They were sort of like motorbike seekers, I guess. The first time I remember RC being a motorbike, though, was in the Transformers Energon toy line. I don't know if she was ever in the show. For the life of me, I can't remember. I used to be a nutcase for Transformers Energon, but I haven't watched it like since I was 10. But I remember the first time I ever saw an RC toy, because the G1 RC toy didn't exist. The first time I'd seen an RC toy was the Energon one, and I'm pretty sure she was a bike in that. And it just sort of became her default for the longest time. There's Perceptor. Hard at work. Speak with Perceptor. RC, Chromia, and Elite 1. Oh, well, there you go then. Yeah, I said that earlier tonight. I haven't seen the Bay films in I haven't seen the Bay films in that long. Pick up molecular fusion. What do I do with this? Is this gonna kill me, Perceptor, or what? Yeah, look, I know Perceptor gets a bit of a bad rap, and I know there's like compilations of G1 of Optimus being abusive towards Perceptor. One of my favourite moments was in Cosmic Rust when Megatron gets cured, but Perceptor's been infected, and Optimus goes to rescue him, and Perceptor's like, "No, you gotta leave me behind, I'll infect the entire base." And Optimus, one of my favourite Optimus lines comes up, and it's that, "Be quiet, and that's an order." Just tells him to just shut up. Like, but apparently, like, I sort of cherry pick G1 when I go back and revisit it, because some of the episodes they haven't aged the best, spoilers, and someone sort of gave me a gentle but firm reminder of, actually, that's not the first time he's done that. He often pretty much flat out tells Perceptor in between the lines to just shut the fuck up in a lot of episodes. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that. There you go. It's sort of like a running thing. But yeah, I always love that. Perceptor's an interesting character for me. I really like Perceptor. And that character trait of just leave me behind, he does that all the time. Like, he does it in Cosmic Rust. He does it in the movie when Rumble gets the better of him. He's like, run, save yourself, let me die, and like, he's just constantly doing that. And I have seen people mention in the 86 movie, when they leave Junkion, where does Perceptor go? You see him dancing, and then you never see him again, and Ultra Magnus sort of just disappears as well. Blink and you miss it, but I think it's when Unicron is crushing the Junkion ship. You'll see Ultra Magnus's arm to the left of the screen, and Perceptor is repairing the ship on the inside. So they're not on the Quintesson ship, they're on Wreck-Gar's one in the finale, which is why you never see them again.
Yeah.
It is there very, very briefly, but they're riding with him. But Elita 1 was killed in Egypt. Was that... I'm guessing that was when Devastator was there? Because, of course, she would have got rolled by him. So I've always find Transformers that are named like that very weird. Like Orion Pax I can handle with. But when I see a name like Elita 1, I can't help but think, like, that sounds like a GoBot. Like, that doesn't sound like a Transformer now, does it? I mean, maybe that's just me channeling a bit of Leader 1. But when I see Elita 1 or A-Leader 1 or whatever she's called in these other Transformer stories, I just start thinking, like, it sounds like a GoBot. It doesn't sound like a Transformer. I don't know, because Transformers just seem to have these hyper-energetic names. They don't really have these serial numbers the way GoBots did. Oh shit, retreat. Oh, there's no double jump in this. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Oh shit, cover fire, fuck ya! Alright, hang on. I'll just, is there a way to see how much more there is of this? Yeah, I don't know where the hell those two dickheads ran off to. Like, is Warpath still with us? Where is he? Where did he go? We got into the checkpoint. He's left me with these three panhandlers. One of them just got killed, like, right then. He took cover behind an explosive barrel. Like, what the fuck? In Revenge of the Fallen, there were two twins. Oh, really? Oh, well, like I said, man, 2, 3, I mean, it's been so long since I've seen it. I remember the bikes rocked up during the Demolisher bit. I think it was in Hong Kong. Or I might be totally confusing that with another movie. I really need to go back and watch the Michael Bay movies again. Alright, so I got an Autobot over there. Shoot the barrels! Like, when they go hiding behind shit, shoot the glass! Yeah, like when he runs past it, just light it up. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. That's it. Look at that. That's 3 down. 4. Alright, ammo's running a bit dry. Alright. Yeah, okay, so the double jump from War of Cybertron has been totally removed. But I think we've got the jump dash. Does Optimus have a dash? Yeah, he does. Because these bigger guys never had that in the first game. Yeah, it's by no means the... Like, the Reaper from Perfect Dark is more fucking accurate than this thing. Short control burst be damned. This thing is never getting a bullseye on anything that's more than 2 feet away. But it can randomly hit explosive barrels from time to time. Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's get out of here. You see, because now I'm so stuck in playing the PS3 version, I keep hitting the bumpers expecting to do something. Where the hell is that rocket launcher? He's over there. I see him. Now, fuck this. We need to bridge the gap. I'm moving over. I don't want to be here all night trying to kill this guy. And it always helps to just bust out your alternate mode from time to time and then just slam him with your heavy weapons. Yeah, that had to have been the end of him. Alright, so we've... Yeah, look, you call this commandeer in a car. We got a way marker over here somewhere. Alright, there we go. So we'll do Perceptor's objective and then I might cap it.
Soldier, I'm looking for the closest control room. I think it's this.
Okay, there's a room full of Autobot soldiers here. Don't kill the lone Decepticon at all. Just fucking... let him stand there. It reminds me, there's a good freeze frame in the Return of Optimus Prime episode when First Aid takes Jessica to the hospital when she gets crippled. If you freeze frame it when she walks again and Dr. Swafford loses his mind, there's a really cool freeze frame there. Fucking, you've got First Aid and Ironhide there, I think. No, First Aid and who's the other one? It might have been another Protectobot or something, but if you freeze frame it, fucking Swindle is there. Swindle is in the waiting room at the hospital. Like, what the hell? But those are the kind of screw-ups that I really like. Alright, so I'm guessing...
The control room is this way.
Oh!
Where are the artillery controls?
Okay.
They should be just around the incoming. Optimus, are you alright?
Yeah, you gotta have some bantha footer from time to time.
In the back! Hit it in the... He's not stopping! Help me!
Okay, Optimus has been getting smacked around a little bit, but you know what? It is his job.
That was a goner. Optimus.
Decepticon leader.
Fine, Perceptor. But you're another one.
I always thought you could cheat the, hitting these boosters on the back. Oh, come on. That should have been a fucking kill. Let's get real. Yeah, alright. Fuck this. Christ. When does Mission 2 actually end? Because if this is going to keep carrying on till fucking Metroplex, I might start Fall of Cybertron Chapter 2. Yeah, nah, fuck that. That's got like ages to go to it. But anyway, case in point is we know Fall of Cybertron works, so I might stick with that, or I might start Resident Evil 4. I'm not too sure yet. Orange and green. Oh, no, the twins. Isn't it Skids and Mudflap? Or is it Beavis and Butthead? Yeah, the twins. I don't own toys of them. People said that they were pretty bad. I actually didn't think that they were the worst things in the world, Skids and Mudflap. But, you know, again, it's been so long since I've actually seen Revenge of the Fallen. Like, I really need to get around to watching the Michael Bay movies again. Yeah, well, like, what did they turn into? Like, weren't they, like, a cross between, like, G1, Bumblebee, and Wheelie or something? Like, they were, like, little beetles. I don't think they got up to too much at all, those guys. The only thing I remember from Revenge of the Fallen is Megatron as a tank, Jetfire needed some work, Devastator had a prong, I'm pretty sure Rainn Wilson had a cameo in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's the college professor.
But yeah, that's about it. But I'm actually quite liking Fall of Cybertron at the moment. If I kick off a stream tomorrow, I might dip back into it. But yeah, I'm just glad that it's working, because it was pretty. I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch the replay because if it's of the stream, because if it's as shit as what it was looking. I mean, because that PS3 emulator just started acting up weird. Like, you know, last night when we were doing the pursuit of, I can't remember the chapter, but when we were chasing after Omega Supreme in his ship mode, it was starting to get real laggy and really choppy, and I don't know why it was doing that, because the Autobot side never did that. But the emulator did have an update tonight, and I was going to say no to it, but it rolled over anyway, and then it just fucking died in the ass. But anyway, we're up to the last mission. I really just wanted to see if Fall of Cybertron was going to play nice, and it looks like it is. It looks fucking awesome. If it doesn't work, start with Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking, like, I thought if we go War of Cybertron, then do Resident Evil 5, Fall of Cybertron, then Resi 4, Fall of Cybertron, then Resi 5. But they're all over-the-shoulder shooters anyway, so if we do Fall of Cybertron now, it's not really going to matter. So we might even just stick with that, because I'm quite enjoying it at the moment. Or just fucking swap between the weeks and just do one game one night. Anyway, look, there's 1,000,001 ways we can figure it out. But yeah, that emulator, I don't know. I mean, it could just be as simple as War for Cybertron is just a pain in the ass to emulate. I'm just glad it wasn't anything else, and everything else is staying pretty good. Truth be told, that's exactly what I think it is. War for Cybertron is just a pain in the ass to emulate. Like that black streak on the right of the screen, there's no, whenever you get heavily damaged, there is no way of being able to stop the emulator from doing that. It's just, it is what it is. Doesn't matter what settings you got, doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how big the dick is of your graphics card, you are always going to have that error. Doesn't matter what you do. It's just, it comes with the territory. But Omega Supreme, to cap that off with, Omega Supreme was a lot trickier to beat than what Trypticon was. Like, I think Trypticon I took down on like the 3rd or 4th attempt. It took me like 25 to take down Omega Supreme, but I was... honestly, I was a bit too preoccupied with why the stream wasn't working the way that I wanted it to. But we got there in the end. So yeah, I think we'll stick with Fall of Cybertron for a little bit there. Now, there is a bunch of collectibles for this, which I haven't been paying attention to, but having said that, we're only one chapter in. Like, we've only done the prologue. Like, if we go, hang on, if we go all the way back, go back to the WFC. If we go to quick game, yes. Like, did that actually count as one? Yeah, so we're up to 2. Alright, so chapter 1 was the Exodus, Bumblebee, Defend the Ark, Metroplex heeds the call. Oh, okay, so Defend the Ark. Optimus must rally troops to fight and restore. Yep, okay, so Metroplex makes his appearance in the next mission. Eye of the Storm, Cliff Jumper, so Jazz. Oh yeah, that's right, fucking Vortex has a mission. I always thought there's Swindle. Swindle's there. Who for some bizarre reason I believe is the last Combaticon we're getting this year. Like, we're getting Onslaught next, I think, and we're getting Swindle last. Then Bruticus. Yeah, Bruticus has his own mission. Megatron. So we get Megatron before. Grimlock is very late to the party. We have Megatron twice. Then we get Starscream. Grimlock. And then we get chapter, what is that? Is that chapter 13? Yeah, chapter 13, Till All Are One. Grimlock Smash. Starscream's Betrayal. As opposed to when he totally fucked you out of air support against Grimlock, against Omega Supreme. They're Cybertron language words. Yeah, what, you don't get to see what the mission actually says until you unlock it, don't you? It's in Cybertronian. The objective is in Cybertronian. Which is a pretty clever way. I mean, because they had their own language in the Bayformers movie as well. Which makes absolutely no sense as well. Hang on, what the hell's going on? Okay, well, at least we know that the checkpoints still work, regardless of how bullshit the AI hit detection is. So it only takes, like, your entire ammo reservoir to kill one of those things.
According to my schematics, you should be near the artillery controls.
I see them, but how do I get there?
There might be an ion vent nearby that could give you a boost.
Alright, so... I mean, at least, hey, look, everything seems to be gelling well.
Yeah.
And that's all I really care about. So yeah, it's looking to be a relatively peaceful weekend, I suppose, all things considered. Like, Decepticons in Bay's movie spoke some Cybertronian. Yeah, they did. I'm sure there's some nutcase out there that's figured it out, but like, they got those weird. And then what I liked about them using their own language in the Michael Bay movies is that even the subtitles would come up in Cybertronian first before they would translate into English or whatever. It was just really cool. Yeah, but anyway, what plans have we got on for the weekend, mate? I think I'll get back into rearranging my toys. But I keep getting sidetracked, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go through the rack, I'll take someone down, I'll try to remember how to transform them, I'll put them back in into their alternate mode, but I'll get hung up playing with them for a little bit before I actually get around to. Oh, it gets me every fucking time. I need to do this other shelf because when I start rearranging the collection, I mean, you get your feather duster out, you get your vacuum out, you completely clean everything up, and some of these have been out for quite a while. So I'm keen to finally get around to finishing all of that up. But apart from that, everything, like I've got Fortress Maximus chilled out on the fucking bed with Triptychon tonight. Because I want to get Fort Max off the ground. I opened up Fortress Maximus and he's just been sitting there for that long, but hopefully we can find more permanent homes for these guys. What about you? You got much in the way of Transformers lined up for the weekend?
Yeah, nothing too much. Things are just way too hectic at work, so haven't had a chance to do any of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I might find a movie or two to watch and take it easy. Yeah, nothing too much.
Yeah, I might check out. See, here's the thing. I remember the 07 Transformers movie pretty well. I think what I might end up doing though is I might just dive straight in with Revenge of the Fallen, because why not? You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think I might do. The big blue, it's Fortress Maximus in the background. I got a couple of these like I got Black Zarek up there, and a few others. I'm just sort of in the process of getting them all swapped around. Like I need to get a new computer desk and all sorts of shit yet. To get the room how it's going. Like this one's sort of fallen apart on me, but look, man, it's not happening overnight, but the room is coming together really nicely. Like I like those Transarts toys are just spot on. I put the order in for Cheetor and Rat Trap, so hopefully those rock up soon. It's going to be great fun with them. Yeah, these Titan Transformers, mate, they're big and they're very impressive, but they take up so much room. And like you think you can transform them into city mode to sort of save yourself a little bit of space, but it's a fucking nightmare. Like it really is, man. If anything, I don't know if it's just me, but if anything, if you transform them back into their alternate modes, they actually take up more space. It's easier to just leave them in their 18-inch tall robot modes, because at least then all of the size that they take up is vertical. Whereas if you transform them into their ship mode or transform them into their city modes, like you need a whole fucking 12 by 12 coffee table to put one of them on. Like it gets a bit out of control sometimes. So yeah, I think that's what I might do this weekend. I might check out Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon again. Because the first one is still pretty fresh up here. So I'll check out those two again to refreshify myself. And then having said that, I'll end up opening a whole new can of worms, and I'll be wanting to buy Studio Series fucking toys of the Bay films and all of that. I mean, just give me that Studio Series Dark of the Moon Laserbeak, mate. That's all I want. But all in all, not too bad of a stream. I'm glad that Fall of Cybertron is working. And then we'll get back into that. It's been fucking just Transformers mania at the moment. I got bit by the bug again, you know, and I think what really did it was getting my hands on these Transarts toys and looking at what the third party stuff is putting out, because that fucking Megatron, man, like Transmetal Megatron was always like it still is to this day my all-time favorite Transformers toy of all time. It will always be my favorite Megatron. It's my favorite mold. It's my favorite everything. I just want to fuck the thing. And when I finally got my hands on this, I was on the fence about this guy for the longest time. But getting it in hand was just wow. Man, I've got the passion for it again. There is some awesome shit out there. Trying to find the diamond in the rough, though, is the hard part. But yeah, man, we got there. Fuck, man, you said you would. Yeah, I said that. But anyway, we won't hold it up too much longer. It's like it's damn near almost 1. And we've all just got back into a routine, so we better not screw it. So I'm thinking, yeah, next stream, I'm thinking about doing one. I'll kick one off tomorrow night. I didn't do one on the weekend, but I had a day off through the week this time. I don't think I streamed Tuesday. There was a night where I didn't do it, and I want to get at least 5 times a week in. So I'll do one tomorrow night because I have one night to make up for. But rightio, I'll wrap up the stream there and stay out of trouble and just, yeah,